Tanos' crusade against Talia. Talia had once again turned Tanos against her and aroused his holy fury. An epic battle was about to begin. Tanos and his foster daughter Talia once again faced each other in a merciless battle. Tanos had rounded up the last of his allies to resolve the battle once and for all.
Father, do you really want to go that far? Talia may have lost her way, but in the end, surely we can still talk to her and come to an agreement.
Son, I am impressed with how much you still believe in the good in your stepsister. But the time for talking is over. Talia was able to get me once through my goodness. That won't happen to me a second time. The Gauntlet of Finitude gives us a chance to beat Talia. Rise, men! It is time once again to enter the service of good and incinerate evil once and for all in the purifying fire of the light.
Tanos used the Gauntlet's power to revive the heroes once again and call them back from death. They rose from their graves and marched towards the dungeon as Tanos commanded.
Onward, you noble warriors! Receive the blessing of the blazing flame and bring doom upon my foster daughter!
As if a few old heroes from the last century would still have anything to say about that. The traps are trained and the creatures polished. Or the other way round. Whatever. Time to die, old man.
The insidious evil's traps performed admirably. It was certainly an excellent idea to increase their number. Tanos was protected by the Gauntlet of Finitude's power, but Talia knew that its power was limited.
Then we have no choice but to wait until Tanos runs out of juice before we can take care of him. But then, at least I have time to choose a beautiful new spear to stick his head on this time.
Your little snots have dug into a spider nest. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
It is time to eradicate evil once and for all. Forward! And take no prisoners!
Tanos set his troops in motion. Increased attacks on the dungeon were inevitable from now on. Enemies have entered the dungeon. The unscrupulous evil had slain a hero in the dungeon, as so many times before, by the way. But now, it was contemplating whether it might be time to build an ice tomb. There, dead heroes could be brought back to join the prowling evil side as wafting ghost heroes.
That would be something. Then we more or less make the heroes fight for us. All right, you little snots. Build an ice tomb, erect a hero's grave, and drag those mutilated hero corpses over here pronto!
Your throne room is under attack. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
My friends, it is time to visit one of these graveyards.
Tanos and his fanatical followers, along with Tristan, set out to jump through a portal to one of the graveyards. It would be exciting to see what they would do there.
Probably pick themselves out a couple of nice graves and coffins. Come on, creatures. Let's reduce them to mush. Let's pound them into dust. Let's cover them in vinegar because it burns.
This looks like the perfect spot. Son, this is where we will find more good, strong fighters for our cause.
In a graveyard? Father, I am not sure if this is really the right way for the light.
Naturally, son. Just trust me. I have the gauntlet of finitude and the goddess's support. Bringing a few noble warriors back briefly from the realm of the dead for a good cause is in no way reprehensible.
And so Tanos sent resurrected heroes marching towards the warding evil. Smashing evil had destroyed the first goblin, putting a bit of a stop to Tanos' crazy plan.
And bam! That's how it's done. So, Tanos, foster daddy, guess that makes you look pretty silly, Forward, creatures. Grab the nearest coffin, chop it up, and use it as a litter box.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. The grandiose evil had vanquished another wave of Tanos' heroes. The good being killing evil's armies had discovered a colossal colossus. The merciless evil had destroyed all the coffins in a graveyard. Tanos would no longer be able to use them.
That's exactly the way it's supposed to work. Well, somehow it's a little weird that we, the evil, are now destroying graveyards so that Tanos, the good, can't use the corpses there.
Still, it's essential in helping to define Tanos' character, so that the person in front of the screen also understands that he's a rotten person and deserves every ounce of the beating we give him.
The person in front of the screen is playing dungeons and is torturing, looting, and pillaging their way through the 11th mission with me. I don't think that Tanos' character traits need to be defined any further.
Good. You have a point there, that's true.
It's payday.
Vigilant, my friends, for evil never sleeps. My portal will soon be ready.
Father, I think we should pull back and talk about what's happening here. This is not the way it was supposed to be. We're the good guys.
Of course we're the good guys, son. You must never doubt that. But that doesn't mean we always have to turn the other cheek. Good must triumph. We can use the gauntlet to fix everything later, just like we did with the dead heroes here. To arms, dead brothers! Receive the goddess's blessings!
What? What's this crap? I just killed that goddess in the last game.
And now, descend into the underground and bring death upon the creatures of evil.
The undead evil now had an ice tomb complete with a fancy hero's grave at its disposal. All that was needed now was the corpse of a hero for the process to be set in motion. Man-of-wars have been discovered in your dungeon. Enemies are in the dungeon. Talia had defeated a wave of Tanos' heroes. The calling heroes from the Grave Evil had summoned its first ghost hero. Gazed with satisfaction at the newest addition to its army of evil. A gold vein is almost exhausted. Another graveyard patrol set out on its rounds.
There are enemies in your dungeon. Your throne room is under attack.
Coffins were destroyed by the lumberjack evil's creatures. The destructive evil had cleared out a graveyard. Tanos would not be reviving any heroes here.
Father, it somehow feels wrong to tear these noble warriors from their graves. They fought their battles for good decades ago.
Ha! But you resurrected me too, son. I don't see anything wrong with it. I have need of you, heroes of the past. Rise up to once again serve the good. Hey, son! There seems to be a small snag with the gauntlet. I was trying to resurrect a lot more heroes.
I'm afraid its power is used up, Father. Perhaps it will recharge over time.
Huh? That is heresy! How am I supposed to do the work of the goddess and the purifying flame like this? One of you is an unbeliever. Confess!
In his rage, Tanos struck one of the heroes, an amazingly evil act that earned him, well, evilness. Interestingly enough, this seemed to charge the gauntlet of finitude.
Oh, that's interesting. I would have missed that detail if I looked at it. Excellent. Here, you brave warriors! Receive the blessings of the goddess and the light!
Now Tanos is going completely nuts again. And just for the record, I killed the freaking goddess of light!
Welcome back, you heroes of ages past. Receive the blessing of the sacred fire. Forward! Destroy evil once and for all!
Payday!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The grandiose evil had vanquished another wave of Tanos' heroes. A gold vein has been mined out. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. A new graveyard patrol set out ready to be intercepted by Talia and the ambush-planning evil's army. The merciless evil's armies rushed into battle with the Colossus to earn some magnificent evilness. creatures are collecting their pay. The Colossus breathed.
Remain vigilant, my comrades. It is time to resurrect new heroes and call them to our side.
Father, what are you doing? You just accidentally knocked this man to the ground.
I'm doing excellently, son. Don't worry. I'm sure he was a heretic. So in fact, all I did was purify a poor lost soul. But I'm fine. Look, I can pull out trees and crush rocks, just like this one.
Thanos indeed seemed massively strengthened by the gauntlet adventure and crushed the rock before him. This had blocked the way to a village, which was now accessible.
Away with you, you grave robbers! Leave our forces party in peace!
You dare to oppose the holy light on its mission? May the goddess of light embrace you!
Father, what are you doing? Are you out of your mind? You're killing innocent people here.
Don't worry, son. I have this under control. This pathetic lot can't fight, and at best are prey for your depraved sister. I merely did them a favor. We can make good use of their strength in the fight against evil. After all, I can just resurrect them later. To arms, dead brothers! Receive the goddess's blessings!
What? What's this crap? I just killed that goddess in the last game.
And now, descend into the underground and bring death upon the creatures of evil!
Your enemies are in the dungeon. Talia had defeated a wave of Thanos' heroes.
Your throne room is under attack.
A gold vein is almost exhausted. payday.
More coffins we've smashed to smithereens! Awesome!
The marauding evil had cleared a graveyard of fallen heroes. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein.
Be vigilant, my friends, for evil innocence. My portal will soon be ready. I will revive more heroes with the Gauntlet of Finitude. Onward, defenders of the true good. Take off your musty robes, and then off to battle!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The grandiose evil had vanquished another wave of Tanos' heroes. The trampling evil had destroyed additional coffins in the graveyards and had completely secured one graveyard.
It's payday.
The artillery fire-loving evil had created a ghost bombardier.
Stocky guy with a huge cannon who now fights for us. Wonderful! Off to the front and hand-to-hand combat with you.
Dug into a spider room.
Don't worry, son. We will win this battle, and good shall prevail. Maybe later, we can even resurrect Talia and try to convert her to the good. Would you like that?
I think so, Father. I hope you know what you're doing.
Of course, son. I have need of you, heroes of the past. Rise up to once again serve the good.
Father, are you sure that this is the path the goddess would take?
No, because I've slain that goddess. Hello? Don't just ignore me here.
Son, of course. I am the supreme representative of the goddess here. And I am convinced that she would agree with our actions. Rise, you heroes, from your graves, and fight by my side against the evil in the world.
Payday!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Gold vein is almost exhausted.
Is that all you got, Daddy? Your pathetic heroes can't even come close to beating me.
The sharpshooting evil had created a ghost gunner. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Tanos had exhausted the gauntlet of Finitude's power a second time.
What a piece of junk! I thought those few villagers would have given me more power. Don't worry, son. I'll come up with something. You will not triumph over me again. Come, follow me. It's time to pay a visit to the graveyard. Make ready!
Tanos reached another village, whose access, as chance would have it, was also blocked by a rock. With one mighty blow, he destroyed the rock. An uneasy feeling crept over Tristan as his father once again approached the ignorant and unarmed villagers.
Father, stop this madness! We can't let more innocent people die just to fight my sister.
Don't worry, son. Once we win, we'll bring them all back. The way you brought me back.
No, Father! I can no longer be a part of this.
Then step aside. Get out of here, you traitor. Do not stand in the way of the light and the eternal flame. I will personally take care of this and eradicate evil.
Tristan did not dare to confront his father and ran away. All that was left behind were the unarmed villagers and Tanos with a mad glint in his eye.
No? I'm way too young to die. I was going to take a trip around the world and...
Strengthened, Tanos set out to resurrect new heroes.
Arise, brave warriors. Fight with me on the side of the light and the sacred flame. Receive the blessing of good. Forward. May the blessed fire destroy our enemies.
There are enemies in your dungeon. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
had vanquished another wave of Tanos' heroes. A gold vein has been mined out. Ding dong! It's payday! Coffins were destroyed by the lumberjack evil creatures. The marauding evil had cleared a graveyard of fallen heroes.
To revive more heroes with the gauntlet of finitude. Receive the blessing of the sacred flame and prepare to destroy evil. And should you not succeed, know that I can summon more heroes from their graves at any time.
enemies in your dungeon.
Payday.
The destructive evil had cleared out a graveyard. Thanos would not be reviving any heroes here.
Your throne room is under attack.
Defend the dungeon heart.
My portal will soon be ready, my friends. Remain vigilant and let us think good. Warriors of good, I call you. Rise up, you guardians of light!
The dungeon heart was no more. Talia and the luckless evil had lost. Thanos would henceforth go down in the annals of heroes as the greatest of them all.
Payday.
The trampling evil had destroyed additional coffins in the graveyards and had completely secured one graveyard. More coffins were destroyed by the lumberjack evil's creatures. The marauding evil had cleared a graveyard of fallen heroes.
Remain vigilant, my comrades. It is time to resurrect new heroes and call them to our side.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
It is time to call these heroes from their well-deserved rest to stand by our side against the forces of perversion. Arise, brave warriors! To arms, dead brothers! Receive the goddess's blessings!
What? What's this crap? I just killed that goddess in the last game.
And now, descend into the underground and bring death upon the creatures of evil!
Your little snots have dug up a spider.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Man-of-wars have been discovered in your dungeon. Ding dong! It's payday!
Treacherous snake! How dare you interfere with my plans like this? May the goddess have mercy on you, for I shall have none.
Ha! I killed your goddess, and pity is something I had to look up in the dictionary. You worn-out sack of dead meat. You should climb back into the grave you crawled out of. I'll be more than happy to help, too.
Talia, you depraved creature! I curse the day I welcomed you into my home!
Talia and the graveyard-keeping evil had seriously thwarted Tanos's plans. Yet the dwarf queen Brynhild still stood at Tanos's side.
Oi, that's right. And it's about time we got out of here. Go, Tanos. The thing with the dark elf brat will have to wait until later.
What? Hold it. You still have a nice date with a spear waiting for you here.
Not today, Talia. I just need a little more of that power, that evilness, to charge the gauntlet. Only then can I destroy you and enable good to triumph.
Damn paladins with their stupid portals. All right, creatures, swing those hooves, get the lead out, and get after Tanos at a gallop. Forward!
And so, together with the pursuing evil, Talia set out in pursuit of Tanos. All's well that ends evil. Tanos had discovered that he could charge the gauntlet of finitude with evilness. It seemed obvious for him to perform evil deeds in exchange for letting the common good win in the end.
It is tragic that this place of good must be destroyed, but I need the resulting evilness to charge the gauntlet. That is the only way I can destroy the absolute evil!
Thanos had obviously misplaced a few of his marbles. He marauded through the countryside, committing evil deeds in order to strengthen the good.
I totally have this deja vu thing. Very strong third part vibes. But fine, I've got the spear for his head ready now. And this time, it's got freaking barbs.
Nevertheless, the absolute evil had to react. A Thanos charged with evilness was a terrible opponent. For the good of the world, he had to be slowed and stopped.
So now, we're trying to steal the evilness from right under his nose?
Yes, that's the way it looks.
Oh, hell yes, count me in. So we do what bad guys do, and we stick it to my crazy foster father in the process.
Surely something useful could be done with the evilness later on. But first, Talia had to act faster than Thanos.
Okay, let's get out there and start doing evil deeds, so we can stop my now evil foster father from doing evil deeds. For evil! Or for the good. Somehow I kind of lost the plot there somewhere. Forward, creatures!
my depraved foster daughter's subordinates dare to soil the surface. Onward, my faithful! Destroy these abominations!
Tanos dispatched his remaining faithful towards the dungeon. From this point on, heroes would attack the underground.
No problem. That's basically extra evilness delivered free to my door. Right. Clean your weapons, oil your traps, and prepare to meet your spell.
The Absolute Evil had bagged some magnificent evilness. It was important to gain more of it than Tanos. The heroes' buildings presented themselves as high-yield alternatives.
Amazed, aren't you, Tanos? We destroyed that building! Ha 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 ha!
Because of you, that these poor citizens will die. This is your fault!
Are you out of your mind, you addle-pated old fool? You're the one killing them, and before I can do it, you bastard! Come on, creatures! We've got to get there first! Hit them, beat them, cross their eyes out with wax crayons! For the ferryman! Ha ha ha!
You, turning over every stone evil, had discovered a particularly powerful demonic creature. This would make an extremely useful addition. High-level demons, however, love to let off steam on heroes or, in their absence, on little snobs in a torture chamber. To keep the powerful creature happy, the torturing evil decided to build such a torture chamber. Your little snots have dug up a spider. Ding dong! It's payday! Talia and the nimble evil had destroyed one of the good buildings before Tanos could do so. Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Talia, the death of these poor townsfolk is your doing. You're forcing me to do these evil deeds. For this, you will pay!
Defend the dungeon heart. Okay, creatures are collecting their pay. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. A gold vein is almost exhausted. Most of the cities in the overworld were now just smoking ruins, but there were still mythical creatures living in the overworld. Tanos's demented gaze turned to these.
It is my sacred duty to lead the light to victory. If I must destroy these good beings in order to do so, then so be it!
The good being killing evil's armies had discovered a giant hypno bullfrog. Stalwart heroes set about rebuilding the destroyed buildings.
That's monstrous! We have to stop them! Forward, creatures! Stop them at all costs! Thwart their plan! Scrub the floors with soap to make them slip and fall. See how that's done, Tanos? I'm sure the day Talia snatches a cat from right under your nose was a significant day in your life. But for me, it's just Wednesday.
The dungeon. The good being killing evil's armies had discovered a unicorn.
A creature has become livid with rage.
Tanos! Father! I can no longer stand by and watch you perform despicable acts. This is not the way of the light. Rather, you have been seduced by the darkness. Since it was I who unleashed you from this world, it is my duty to stop you.
Oh, that was unexpected. Tristan now seems to have switched sides to join his evil stepsister in stopping his even more evil father.
Tristan, you traitor. You have turned away from the light, just like your sister. I will destroy you both!
Defend the dungeon hub.
Payday.
And once again, Talia saves the day. I mean, I'll nab the good being before that has-been Thanos can.
Your time is running out. Good shall prevail. I will destroy the next good being. No, you will never defeat me. I must withdraw. But today is not the end of days. I shall return, light be praised. And be you certain this is clear. The light will prevail, be of cheer!
Your stupid rhyming isn't gonna get you anywhere either, old white man. Your time is up. I will triumph.
Thanos has been stopped. I will return should he again attack innocent people.
The torture chamber was now ready. Higher-level demons vented their aggression on little snots, or even better, on heroes if there were any available. This also generated even more evilness. The unicorn came back to life.
I'm back! My absence was short-lived. I will fully charge the gauntlet and destroy evil.
The good being beating evil had slain a good being before Thanos could get his hands on it. Enemies are in the dungeon.
It's payday.
The first hero disappeared into the torture chamber. And that's about enough details right there.
Stretch his arms out, bring on the beard twirler, and get me more of those ice cubes. No, not for my drink.
Well, let's just suffice to say that more evilness was generated. The Hypno-Bullfrog came back to life.
Hey, Tanos, see that food shipment for starving families there? I put the torch to that one before your decomposing brain even noticed it.
Just you wait. The next shipment will be mine!
The pernicious evil had already collected a quarter of the evilness. A victory over Tanos was in sight. A gold vein is almost exhausted. A gold vein has been mined out. Another hero was taken to the torture chamber. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Your enemies are in the dungeon. You've dug into a spider room.
Talia, because of you and your monstrous deeds, that these creatures must suffer.
I have nothing to do with that, unfortunately. I wanted to get there before you, damn it!
Your little snots have dug into a spider nest. The dungeon-digging evil had discovered an artifact. Talia and the speedy evil had destroyed an aid shipment before Tanos got to it. Dug into a lava pool. Another hero was brought to the torture chamber, where they bravely generated bonus evilness.
Talia, you depraved spawn! I have already gathered so much power from the regrettable creatures. Soon, I will have the power to destroy all evil!
It's payday.
The Hypno Bullfrog came back to life. The merciless Evil's armies rushed into battle with the Unicorn to earn some splendid evilness. Talia and the Nimble Evil had destroyed one of the good buildings before Tanos could do so. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Tanos was so weakened that he decided to retreat.
Defend the dungeon.
Spiders are eating your gobblers. The absurd evil had allowed its dungeon heart to be destroyed. Only a smoking ruin remained. Ding dong! It's payday! Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Talia, it is because of you and your monstrous deeds that these creatures must suffer.
I have nothing to do with that, unfortunately. I wanted to get there before you, damn it!
been discovered in your dungeon.
Food shipment for starving families there. I put the torch to that one before your decomposing brain even noticed it.
Just you wait. The next shipment will be mine.
You've dug into a spider room. You have discovered an artifact. One of your little snots dug into a lava lump. The Hypno Bullfrog came back to life. Talia and the Swift Evil had destroyed an orphanage shipment before Tanos could do so. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Enemies are in the dungeon. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Unicorn came back to life. In your dungeon. The merciless evil's armies rushed into battle with the Hypno Bullfrog to earn some wondrous evilness. Tanos was so weakened that he decided to retreat.
once again, Talia saves the day. I mean, I'll nab the good being before that has-been Thanos can.
Your time is running out. Good shall prevail. I will destroy the next good being.
It's payday.
Amazed, aren't you, Thanos? We destroyed that building.
Now that even the mythical creatures in the area were becoming almost impossible to find, it was becoming increasingly difficult to find specific targets to gather evils.
Is that a charity shipment for a nearby orphanage over there? Sad. But I will see it destroyed in the name of victory for good. The goddess has filled me with new strength. I will destroy the evil.
Enemies are in the dungeon. And the Speedy Evil had destroyed an aid shipment before Thanos got to it.
We've already raked in half the evilness. Thanos doesn't stand a chance against us.
The dungeon heart is being attacked. You've dug into a spider room. Another powerful demon had been discovered in the underground. Apparently, it was forgotten here during the last big game of hide and seek. It gratefully joined the Infernal Eagle's army. Payday! Your vein is nearly exhausted.
Hey Thanos, see that food shipment for starving families there? I put the torch to that one before your decomposing brain even noticed it.
Just wait. The next shipment will be mine.
Victory for Talia!
Talia, you may have been faster than me this time, but in the end, good shall inevitably triumph. I will destroy the next building!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Talia and the Swift Evil had destroyed an orphanage shipment before Tanos could do so. The merciless Evil's armies rushed into battle with the Unicorn to earn some splendid evilness.
Your throne room is under attack.
We snatched that good being right out from under the confused old man's nose.
Talia, you spoiled little brat! This will be the end of you!
Defend the dungeon heart.
Payday! The evilest evil had now collected about 3/4 of the required evilness. Its triumph over Tanos was within reach. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Tanos had to retreat to lick his wounds. The planning evil would surely know how to take advantage of his absence. And the nimble evil had destroyed one of the good buildings before Tanos could do so.
See that food shipment for starving families there? I put the torch to that one before your decomposing brain even noticed it.
Just you wait. The next shipment will be mine!
Tanos was back in the race for evens.
It's payday.
It is only because of you that these poor citizens must die. This is your fault!
Are you out of your mind, you addle-pated old fool? You're the one killing them, and before I can do it, you bastard! Come on, creatures! We've got to get there first! Hit them, beat them, cross their eyes out with wax crayons! For the ferryman! Ha ha ha!
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. a new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Your little snots have completely mined the gold vein.
This is not over yet. My wounds will heal, and I'll be back.
Talia and the Speedy Evil had destroyed an aid shipment before Tanos got to it. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
Has filled me with new strength. I will destroy the evil.
Enemies are in the dungeon. Payday. And the swift evil had destroyed an orphanage shipment before Thanos could do so.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Hey Thanos, see that food shipment for starving families there? I put the torch to that one before your decomposing brain even noticed it.
The next shipment will be mine!
We did it! I did it. That should be enough evilness to feed Gorgu. So, little baby, eat up all that tasty evilness.
Enriched by all of his energy, Gorgu once again became the Dungeon Lord. In this form, he could take on Tanos's undead. At least, that's what Talia and the really thinking plans through evil thought.
What's with all the pessimism? Dungeon Lord Gorgu will thoroughly kick Tanos's butt, and then that barbed spear I mentioned earlier comes into play.
The duel. Dungeon Lord Gorgu and Tanos stood face to face. Both were getting ready for an all-important battle. Gorgu had ingested enough evilness to remain in the guise of the Dungeon Lord for an extended period of time. But Tanos was also able to strengthen himself somewhat. Both opponents now faced one another in an implacable duel. Imagine here some quick camera cuts to the grim faces of the two opponents, like the ones you used to see in the anime series of your youth. The stare-down could fill out several volumes all by itself, but just for you, we've condensed that down to one line of dialogue. Then the two opponents began to throw wildly powerful missiles at each other's ears. But such an epic battle, with unusual attacks and such, took its toll, and both sides retreated for a short breather.
Men, despair not. It is time to prepare for the final battle. Fight at my side. Together, we will destroy evil once and for all!
This rousing speech, together with the threat of beatings in the case of non-compliance, served to mobilize Tanos' reaming heroes. It would certainly make sense for Talia to support Gorgu as well.
Really? I thought Gorgu would make short work of Tanos now. After all the stress of the previous mission. Is someone trying to grind out a little extra game time? But hey, fine, don't let anyone say I let evil down. I'll throw wave after wave of my creatures at Tanos if I have to. Up you get, you lazy bums. Pick yourselves up, build a dungeon, raise an army, and severely rearrange Tanos' teeth.
Ding dong, it's payday. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Some of Tanis's willing helpers set out for the dungeon to attack the dungeon heart. It was probably a sensible idea to prevent them from doing so. You have discovered an artifact.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
day? You have lost a creature forever. The clash of the giants was at hand. They would meet over there.
Excellent. Good to know. Then I'll get the troops hurt and give them a taste of the leather. I mean, put the troops on alert and pull them together. Damn it.
Enemies are in the dungeon. Tanos and Gorgu had recovered enough and once again joined in fervent battle. A duel worthy of mention in the history books was in the offing. Gorgu was just getting a feel for what it was like to actually be the Dungeon Lord. He had meanwhile discovered additional powers. Thus it was possible for him to heal himself on the one hand and to execute a powerful additional attack on the other. However, it took him a while to gather the strength for these skills.
The little Rugrat really does have a few tricks up his sleeve. Wonderful! Those are just the things needed to smack Tanos right in the kisser. Forward, Gorgu! Kick the old man's butt!
The Dungeon Lord used a particularly powerful attack against Tanos.
Faithful to me! Support me in my fight against evil!
Heroes set out to attack Gorgu. It was probably very sensible for the outwitted evil to take some countermeasures.
Like hell! Creatures to Gorgu! Support him in his fight against the good, evil, good? Ugh, I have no idea what Tanos is even supposed to represent anymore. Anyway, bash his head in, stick it in a blender and make yourself some cocktails.
Gorgu's regenerative ability was breathtaking. Some of his wounds quickly closed back up. One of the Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available. Gorgu used his most powerful blow in the fight against Tanos. Both Gorgu and Tanos withdrew yet again to recuperate. Talia and the army training evil took advantage of this brief respite to regroup. Heroes who had planned to do battle with Gorgu now made their way into the dungeon after all. manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Payday. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Gold vein is almost exhausted.
It's payday.
Your little snot will keep me mind out of Goldberg. One of your creatures has bit the dust.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Gong! It's payday! Gorgu and Tanos were about to meet again. This epic battle would take place on that as yet undistinguished field there.
Excellent! Then let's get ready to give that damn paladin wannabe a hot reception. And I ain't talking tasty hot beverages either.
Tanos and Gorgu faced each other again, ready for another epic duel. One of the Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available for use. The Dungeon Lord used a particularly powerful attack against Tanos. Gorgu's self-healing powers kicked in. Tanos' followers also planned to support their leader in battle. payday. The Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available. Gorgu used his most powerful blow in the fight against Thanos. Thanos and Gorgu retreated. Whether it was to catch their breath or whether they went out for a coffee together is unknown. Heroes who had planned to do battle with Gorgu now made their way into the dungeon after all. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Payday! Your little snots have dug into a spider nest. One of your creatures has bit the dust. Another battle between Tanos and Dungeon Lord Gorgu was brewing. The ruthless evil made its preparations.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Once again, ready to face one another in a third battle. I heard this was the finale as we're running out of battlefields. One of the Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available for use. A number of Tanos' faithful set out to support Tanos in the duel. The Dungeon Lord used a particularly powerful attack against Tanos. Gorgu's regenerative ability was breathtaking. Some of his wounds quickly closed back up. Payday. A few heroes tried to beat Gorgu up. Has just decreased in size due to death. One of the Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available.
This can't be true. Good must triumph.
Ha! Take that, old man. At first, I thought it was stupid of Tristan to resurrect you, but I've reconsidered. You are such a crazy frickin' scumbag that you really do deserve to die twice for this.
But with the last of his strength, Tanos managed to use the Gauntlet of Finitude. What happened next is so blatant that we have to show it in a cutscene. The battle between Tanos and Dungeon Lord Gorgu raged. Both opponents assumed their best anime fighting poses, sized up their opponent, and then exchanged blows, magic missiles, and/or telepathic insults. But even though the fight dragged on due to Gorgu's inexperience, the end was predestined. Tanos was forced further and further into the defensive. In his distress, Tanos saw himself with only one remaining option. He took the stones of finitude and stuffed them into his mouth. Tanos was bathed in an unnatural light, with flames rising from his eyes. He grew and grew as his muscles swelled and his body deformed. This discharge hurled the stones of finitude away yet again and scattered them in all directions. In his new form, Tanos was now significantly stronger than the inexperienced Gorgu, and with one mighty blow, the mutation hurled the Dungeon Lord in training to the side. Then the creature turned towards Talia. Its eyes began to flash. Destructive laser beams, yes, that's really what it says here, shot out of its eyes toward the Dark Elf to destroy her. But this was the moment for heroes, and so Tristan pushed his stepsister Talia aside, out of the line of fire. So now, instead of Talia, Tristan was scorched by Tanos's laser eyes. Talia had no time to check on her stepbrother, but fled as fast as she could. If looks could kill, Tanos had destroyed the Gauntlet of Finitude and absorbed its power. The resulting transformation was unpleasant. Talia and the fleeing evil got the hell out of there.